Hello friends, today I am going to talk about freezing facts about Antarctica, Part 2, Global Warming. To watch more facts on various topics, do hit the like, share and subscribe buttons of our channel. As mentioned before, some of Antarctica's cold weather comes from the giant ice sheet covering most of the continent. This large ice sheet is actually two smaller sheets. The West Antarctic ice sheet is a smaller portion and the East Antarctic ice sheet is a larger one. Though, for the clarity of this video, we will refer to them as one. In total, Antarctica ice sheet is made up of about 26.5 million square kilometers of ice and holds around 61% of Earth's freshwater supply. If the ice sheet melted, sea levels would rise roughly 58 meters, enough to submerge many of the world's lowest lying cities. The long-standing cold weather in Antarctica has kept its ice sheet intact for time span beyond human comprehension. After the Antarctica's boardwalk-like Eocene weather cooled with the dropping of global carbon dioxide levels, the continent began to glaciate. This icing was aided by a period during which Earth's orbit led to colder summers as well as other potential factors. Though it was the plummeting carbon dioxide that contributed most directly to the formation and retention of the ice sheet, we can certainly guess, without need of much scientific background, how cold the Antarctic weather was by seeing how sizable that ice sheet eventually became. A walk of this distance might be no big matter, but a dig, much different story. Some of the highest elevations on Earth are found in the Antarctic, due partially to the fact that most of its exceedingly thick ice sheet has formed over terrain that was well above sea level already. The resulting ice formations, lofty and surreal, are naturally a chief attraction during Antarctica cruises. The ice sheet itself was not only directly caused by Antarctica's long history of freezing weather, but eventually became partially responsible for it and other factors. As we will learn, it should come as no surprise then that the continent with the coldest weather and hence Earth's largest supply of ice also produced Earth's largest known iceberg, iceberg B15, which broke away from the Ross ice shelf in late March of 2000 and had a surface area of roughly 295 kilometers, making it larger than Jamaica and nearly the size of Connecticut. At its largest, B15 once measured 37 kilometers wide and 295 kilometers long, but over the ensuing years, it broke up into smaller pieces, the largest of which drifted north and fragmented in late 2005. One of the contributors to Antarctica's weather is its strong cold wind. There is in fact a name for this type of wind for which Antarctica is known, katabatic wind, rooted in the Greek word katabasis or dissenting, also called fault winds. These gravity-driven gusts push high-density air downwards from the above high-altitude slopes. Most of this wind usually only reaches speeds of around 18 km per hour, but over the Antarctica's enormous ice sheet, large concentration of cold air builds up over time and shows downward with considerable force. When that wind is funneled through narrower areas along Antarctica's coast, for example, it can blow at hurricane speeds. Global warming no doubt has more surprises in store for us, but one of them was recently revealed when scientists discovered that the melting of Antarctica's ice is actually weakening gravitational pull in that region. Gravity on Earth's surface, far from a constant, varies slightly by location and it's largely dependent on geological factors, the rotation of the planet, the position of ocean trenches and mountain ranges, and the presence of large masses of ice. When that ice is reduced in a given location, so too is the power of gravity in that location. The decreasing ice in Antarctica is having exactly this effect, a rather unexpected chapter in a continuing story. Catch you in part 3. If you like this video, subscribe our channel, share with your friends. Take care. Bye bye.